Welcome everyone, and thank you once again for this opportunity to express our gratitude for opening up this channel on such a magic day for world consciousness. Yes indeed, as you all gather here, you have created a stronger love energy into this space. This is because your frequencies are all within the same resonant frequency that has allowed this space to continue under these difficult circumstances for you. You are all here not by chance, though circumstance is the symptom, but rather because at a higher conscious level you are seeking love, light, liberty in totality. All of you here tonight are here because you are a beacon of light, and this beacon has emitted the light with the collective resonant frequency that has brought you all here together. It can be described as a calling card or a wolf cry calling her pack together. In certain aspects of your life, you do experience light, liberty and love, but it is not complete. It is fragmented and is only experienced in certain aspects of your life and not as a whole. Even the one or two somewhat skeptic members here tonight, you have been called here to witness the power of the collective love and to prompt your release and fears and find your light tribe. In fact, the current global situation has been of assistance in bringing out your desire that was buried deep inside you. You will no doubt right now bear witness to the fact that the world is split into two frequencies: those who seek liberty, love and light, and those who continue to perpetuate the current situation with their deep-rooted fear. For many, it is at this current time unlikely that they will be able to transform the fear, anxiety and worry energy into the higher frequencies. The gap is far too big for them to reach, and sadly, they are now comfortable in this frequency. For them, they would need to shift their perception considerably. We suggest that you should keep your interaction with these people to a minimum. The more energy you put into any subject, through conversation for example, the stronger that energy becomes. And so this energy which you have created spreads itself far and wide into the universe to look for a perfect match, a partner if you will, and brings it back to you, the creator of this energy. Only this time it becomes a much stronger force. As a consequence, you will encounter more people who also have the same frequency, and this will multiply either your problems or strengthen your resolve. You will feel uplifted or slide deeper into that lower vibration which attracts fear and depression, which are in themselves a form of consciousness. This of course depends on where your thoughts are. Energy goes where thoughts flow. So, do you understand that you are creators? What you think about you create, and how you see yourself you become. And what you become attracts others. And that same similar frequency of people is brought toward you. With thoughts of the highest loving and benevolent outcome, you also create a Holy Trinity. This in turn creates a portal for us to send packets of light with information of whatever is required at the time. When you realize in both heart and mind that you are indeed creators, it will be impossible for you not to be in the love energy, for the love energy is of letting go and allowing flow. The love energy does not understand fear, worry, or anxiety. If you allow your heart energy center to make a decision for your person, it will make a decision for your greater good. The consequence of that decision is irrelevant to the love energy. It is not considered because love only understands what is best for you. It is the ego mind where most people process decisions and then seek firstly to consider consequences of any decision. The ego mind does not serve the higher self. We can offer you this example of ego mind versus heart conscious mind. You have, as an example, a desire to be a public speaker. The heart conscious energy, if it is good for you, will simply say, yes, let's do it. Nothing else is considered. Let's do it. Nothing more to add. Let's do it. The ego mind says, what will people think of me? What if I fail? What if? What if? What if? And before you know it, this opportunity may have temporarily passed you by. Your ego mind has based a decision on how you perceive people perceiving you, and secondly, the consequence or consequences of that perception. Actually, what people think of you must not be of any consideration to you if you wish to remain in the higher vibration. Of utmost concern is how you see yourself, and when you truly do not consider in any shape or form how people perceive you, then you are free, entirely free of other people's frequencies, and beginning a journey to be in totality of the love energy. Now, we do not suggest that you should continue your life path with this newfound freedom in an arrogant manner. Far from it. If this is so, then you have pulled yourself down into the fear energy, because arrogance, lack of self-respect, low self-esteem, violence, all live in the fear energy at their respective resonances. So, if you want love, you must truly be love. When you be love, you attract love. How can you find love if you are not in the love energy? Many of you believe that hate is the opposite of love, but this is not true. Fear is the opposite end of the frequency spectrum to love. So now we come to the question on how do we transform fear energy into the higher love energy. This all comes from within. Every joy, love, sadness that you feel on your life's journey is because you have made a conscious decision to feel those emotions. You must remove every aspect of your life that does not give you the feeling of love. In relationships, you must either heal the relationship or move on. We told you the heart requires no validation. It will work for the greater good and would not consider the consequence of separation or reconciliation, only the higher good. Low self-esteem and lack of worth is an agreement you made with yourself. No one else can make you feel this way without your consent. Take steps to remove people from your life who support this frequency within this aspect of your life. Refrain from discussion with people who simply are not on your level of understanding. Do this without anger or looking down on your fellow citizens, because you also at one time were unable to understand. It is here you begin the healing process back to love. They say time heals. This is strictly speaking not true. You heal with intention, and that is a matter of time. You should make it your daily practice to start the day with a single positive thought and act upon it throughout the day. This thought may in the grand design seem to be irrelevant, though this is not true either, due to the universal law of unintentional consequences. But here again, if you have that thought of irrelevance, then you are thinking from the ego mind and not the heart love center. So to start the day with a single positive thought and act upon it throughout that day, it will create the path for a frequency change. In approximately 2 Earth weeks, that frequency will be embedded within you, and then the ego mind becomes in agreement. When the mind sees it and the heart feels it, you will have manifested that benevolent or positive request. The heart and mind come together or are synchronized. Many of you we know do not have television receivers or read newspapers. As you have pointed out, it is depressing. It is the same old information with inaccurate information. Or as we would say, it lowers your frequency to allow more of the same to interweave with your frequency, bringing it down. As we pointed out in a previous communique, when you allow false information or low vibrational information into your field, it gels and your truth becomes clouded. At worst, it becomes toxic, and this must all come out to be in the love energy. This can best be explained like this. When a pianist hits the keys with a combination of, let's say, 8 single notes, the combined frequencies presented in the form of sound creates a resonant frequency. Yet, each one of those notes have their own resonant frequency, and should one of those notes not be tuned correctly, then there becomes dissonance within the chord. Therefore, the harmony of the chord becomes distorted. If it was vibrating correctly, then there is harmony in the chord structure. And so, contrary to the philosophy of the whole is greater than the sum of the parts, in terms of frequency, we see it as the opposite. The sum of the parts is greater than the whole, because the whole is only as perfect as the parts it is made up from. And so your problems are like this. You may be vibrating in perfect harmony at work, perfect harmony at sport, perfect harmony in your social life. But if in relationships you are not in harmony, the frequency is not tuned to its heart resonance, then this will affect and distort the frequency of the whole. So understanding this, why therefore do you have the same thoughts over and over each day that draw parallel thoughts similar to the newspapers and the television receivers? Instead of observing the television, you now become the television receiver, plugged directly into your conscious mind. You project these thoughts outward, and a perfect match is brought back to you at some point. You have in fact perpetuated and strengthened the very outcome you do not desire. This is contrary to the outcome or frequency you want. It is best to avoid thoughts where you cannot control the outcome, but rather focus on aspects of your life that you can improve upon and can to a larger extent control the outcome. Of course, bigger global problems demand solutions that no one man can resolve, even with a strong volition. Here, the collective have far much more power. So, bigger problems require a different thinking to personal problems. But if you have a calling to be part of the change, then as our brother Albert Einstein said, you cannot always solve problems with the same thinking that created them. And we go a step further and declare that sometimes you do in fact need non-earthly solutions to earthly problems. So group meditations are crucial in resolving global issues. The trick, if I may call it that, is to hold no emotional attachment to the outcome. When you do this, you are trusting in the heart energy. You are thinking from the heart energy, and though I repeat myself only because it is essential to make the point, the heart love frequency does not consider consequence. Most importantly, I want to leave you with some inspiration. Be gentle with yourself. Speak to yourself with kindness, joy, and be the infinite love that you are. Speak kind words about yourself. Be brave. Take a leap of faith. Know that right now, this moment, you are perfect with all your imperfections. You are loved by the divine. You are the love of the divine. The divine is as much you as you are the divine. And remember, this source who made the mountains, the oceans, and the beautiful nature knew that this world was incomplete